You know, coincidence is possible, but some of the coincidences become very strange when they assume a particular pattern. I'm going to enlist those coincidences and ask you to comment on them. The first one is that you have a problem with your tender, whatever the nature of the problem was. And then you decide to Google the details of Lieutenant General Spear. And you get hold of him and you arrive, the man is an acting national commissioner. That's coincidence number one. The second coincidence is that your wife attended a party that you don't know. You don't know he's going to the party. And then suddenly she becomes unwell. You decide that she says, please come and fetch me. I mean, you're a highly guided man. You are followed by a big entourage. But you decide on that day, I'm going to Uber. Never mind my security situation. I'm going to Uber and get to the place where my wife is. And in your statement, you are saying your wife had said, please come because I'm not well after having taken some few glasses of champagne. But when you got there, she said, no, don't rush. Don't rush, baby. Let me finish my other classes. And you stay. And upon you staying, you then recognize that, by the way, this is a party of a General Spear's child. What a coincidence, again. And then the other coincidence is that you get a contract, a Brigadier Netengwe, who happens to have participated in the BAC as well as the other committee of adjudication. A day after you are awarded, he walks into your company. And then he says, you know, my niece is in deep crisis. Please employ my niece. You employ the niece immediately. All of these things, what message should they be communicating? How do you explain these coincidences yourself? This is just a God-given situation. It could have happened to anyone, and in this case, it was me. How do you explain this coincidence in a rational way that South Africans can understand in the way that I suppose you do?
Okay, the first one is I didn't have a problem with a tender. It was a lease agreement for the hospital. It was not a tender. When I went to meet him with General CB, so it had nothing to do with the tender at that time. So, and then he was the head of the detectives. So I don't think it could be a coincidence, because of you'll only find one head of detectives. So it was him. So whether he was acting as a national commissioner by then, it didn't change that he was still a head of the detectives. And my wife, when I said I went to fetch her, it was very late. So my protectors had already knocked off. To call them to come back, I think for me it will waste time. So that's why I just decided to take an Uber to go fetch her. Mr. Netengwe, I wouldn't even mention him in my affidavit if I had something to do with me, if I'm the one who initiated to hire his niece. So I mentioned it because of also it came to me as an instruction more than a request to hire his niece.
Why would it be an instruction?
I'm not saying it was an instruction, but it appeared to me as if, not in directly, but it appeared to me as if I'm telling you that you hire my niece, but not in like, you know, someone will tell you things, but not in so many ways, but you can pick up between the lines that this guy is saying something.
So why does it have to happen a day after your contract has been, just a day after it is awarded? So it's coincidental that this instruction came to this brigadier on that day.
He was the contract manager. I think he still is.
The point I want to drive home is that this exemplifies a particular coordination in which you and these other police officers are engaged on. That's my own conclusion, because I cannot understand very well the coincidences, the way in which they have occurred.
Yes.
Now, when you went to give a lift to your wife on the Uber, she was not well.
Not well, sick, because I'm saying she had she had too many glasses of champagne.
Okay, so the reason why she needed to call you was because she
didn't want to drive back herself.
By herself, so that she drives with you.
Yes.
So that is the reason why when you arrived, you couldn't immediately leave. You had to stay because she needed to take a bit of other classes. What would you say to the person who says, you know, the main reason why you had to remain was because another coincidence was about to happen, that Spear was going to walk in. You had to wait for this coincidence because you enter into a venue, somebody's party is taking place, your wife was not directly invited by the people who are responsible for it. You discover upon your arrival is Spear's son, and then the wife says, baby, don't leave. I want to take a bit more again. And while we are waiting, and Spear walks in. Is that a pure coincidence?
How can that be a coincidence? Because that is his house. So obviously I will find you in your own house. So there is no way that you'll hide because of now I'm around. He was entertaining his guests, so he will be around.
Would it be correct to conclude that you and Spear have a potentially stronger bond than what the South African nation may know?
No, we don't have.
Okay.